Hello everybody and welcome to Mac the Dragon Railways, and today in this video, well, haven't I got a special announcement? Yes, you've read the title correctly. I am building another micro layout. I can't stop. I just can't stop building these things. I was warned that building micro layouts is something that gets addictive, but I didn't really believe it until now. Now I'm on my third micro layout and fourth in total layout. I'm just cramming them into every nook and cranny I have in the house, so it's quite good, isn't it? So I'm going to talk about this new layout. So the new layout is based on the Bristol Harbour Railway. If you've ever been around there, it's under the large cranes and all that, just on the harbour side. It's a really nice railway. But I decided to model it roughly based off there for a few reasons which I'll get onto in a second. One of the reasons why I decided to go with the Bristol Harbour Railway is so I could run my Hornby 060 Sentinels, as I ended up with a couple of models of PBA 39, which I renumbered one. So yeah, that's why I want to, build this layout. Well, it's only part of a reason. Another reason is I've wanted to build a harbour layout for some time. I actually had the idea of building a shelf layout just here of a Weymouth based one, because Weymouth had a harbour side that they all tore up not too long ago, which is a massive shame. Anyway, I decided to go with Bristol Harbour, and I got the track and laid it all out and worked out measurements and everything and got myself, the track plan. And I've got just a 2-road set with a couple of points that take you from one road to the other. I've got myself a shed. I thought that would be quite nice, engine shed. And the whole aim of this is to have a back scene with the shed being flush with the back scene, so it's only like half a shed. And this is where I discreetly load and unload locos and rolling stock. This now, I think, will be an exhibition layout. So eventually in the future, some of you might be able to come and see it at an exhibition. So, I thought that would be quite nice. I have had the idea of building an exhibition layout for a little while as well. So I've killed 2 birds with 1 stone. So the layout's measurements, well, it's about 120 centimetres long. And then we have a water section, where the water itself is, and that's 15 centimetres wide. And the actual raised section, where all the locos and that run, is 16.5 centimetres. So I got the baseboard quite easily from a family member who is a manager somewhere, and I started from there. And I got some paint from B&Q. I think it was called Nice. It was the closest I could get to the colour I wanted. I wanted like a really nice greeny blue colour that you see in photos of Bristol Harbour. But sadly, the closest one wasn't too close to that. But it's just a bit bluey green, so you'll get to see it in a second. Then I got into a big struggle. This layout seems to have one issue after another, and one thing that relies on something to another, so I couldn't start laying the track and seeing if it works until I built a raised section. And of course that was a bit of a struggle, because the pieces I needed were 5 centimetres high, and then with the 16.5 centimetres wide and 120 long. It was quite hard to find the bits of wood. I messaged about Homebase, I looked on B&Q and all that, and they just didn't do it. So that was quite annoying. So I looked into cardboard and layering up a load of corrugated cardboard and make it really solid, and I didn't go with that in the end. I actually was going to give in and get that big corrugated card, and I asked my family member from before who gave me the baseboard, and I said about it, and they didn't really have any of the cardboard. So at that point I was like, oh dear, I'm going to have to stop what I've done and build a different type of layout, and but I managed to get it in the end. He actually cut the wood for me, the same person who gave me the baseboard, so I'm quite happy, and it's all 9mm thick ply, so it should be very solid. And I have purposely over-engineered it, so it's really, really solid. I think someone could sit on it, if I'm honest. It's got about, I think it's something like 9 support beams on it, and each one has 4 screws in with brackets, and you know, it's very, very strong. And yeah, there was no sign of movement in them once I'd fit them all in place, so you know, I'm quite happy with that. Finally, I managed to have the race section done. I have laid down some track. I put it on there and I tacked it down using a glue gun that I recently purchased, so I was quite happy with that. The reason I've only just tacked it down lightly is because the whole layout will actually be inset track, so it'll look like concrete all over, just like the actual Bristol Harbour Railway. So that's why I've gone with that for now, and you know, it's alright for now, and just testing trains and that. Then I drilled a couple of holes in the ends of the board by one end of the track, and I've actually wired up the layout. Now, the thing is, if I could have showed you, I can't really, how the track would run. I've got both power on one end, and one line will have a loco, say, and 3 wagons. That's what I'm aiming at, to have a maximum of 1 little loco and 3 wagons. Pull out the shed and then go in under the cranes, and then the point can change behind it and can run freely, you know, down there. And basically I couldn't run it all on one controller just as it was, just wired up, and this is because I'd run both trains at the same time if I wired them all both up, and if I just wired it to the one track, it would just isolate and wouldn't work. So I had to go on eBay and I bought a toggle switch, one of those really nice ones. It's got a really nice flick to it. It says on and off and that, and that's my isolator. So that's what I've made. Very simple, just put some solder on it and some wires through it and all that. It's very, very easy, you know, very basic wiring. And I tack down the wires in places so they don't all move about. Also, people like to do exhibitions, from what I've heard, some inspections, you know, electricians checks and all that. So basically I used the bit of cardboard that I'd done for a test piece for the beams, cut it down, and I've painted it black, and I put the switch in, but I've made it so with a bit of force you can pull it out if needs be to be inspected and then re-glued back in place. I'm sure there's a much better way you could have done it, but for now that'll do. Talking of back scenes, it'll be one at either end and one at the back. They'll just be painted plain blue. Cranes, well, the type of crane that's actually on the harbour, there is word of one being made, just that they haven't got time to do it as a kit and that. But there is a kit for one, but it's N gauge, so that's useless for me because I'm in 00 gauge. So the only possible thing really, on a budget, because I don't want to spend too much money on this, is the Dapol crane kit. I think I might modify a few bits on it, like maybe the roof, because the roof's a bit arched on theirs, so I might go for a flat one or something. I'll just see how I go along. With water, well, that was quite stressful. Before I even got this paint called Nice, I just put a load of rubbish colours on and it looked horrible. I put on this nice coat, you know, nice paint. It's literally called Nice. But I put it all on, and much better. And I thought, right, I want to do water, but on a budget. The water effect, you know, the gloss. And basically the gloss effect, the cheapest way is PVA glue, and just doing a layer of that. And I kept peeling it off, and then it would peel the paint, and I got really stressed, and I think I spent like 4 days trying to do it, you know. So I got rather annoyed in the end and gave up. Then I decided not too long ago, as of filming, to give in and give PVA glue one more chance. And I think I wasn't leaving the PVA glue long enough, and if I saw any imperfections, I was picking at it, which just peeled the whole thing off. So every night, got 9 o'clock at night, I'm putting a thin layer of this glue on, wake up in the morning, put the layer away, so the kitchen's free, because it literally takes up the kitchen. Then again at night, I just take it out, do layer, and you know, every night. So yeah, it's actually built up, and at the moment it's looking rather nice, even though I'm still doing it. I was informed by a friend that they done the same thing. and it took them 3 months, so that might take me a while. Anyway, on to locos and fleet. I have a Peckett. Pecketts are well known with Bristol, as they were built there, but sadly the one I have is in the National Cobbled livery, so that might run, you know. I've got some other locos that might run nicely, but if I look down to prototypical, I only really have my 2 Sentinels. But I decided to expand my fleet a little bit. I had a satellite Bagnall shunter that was made by Hornby in the iTraveller train set, and I decided to make it into a grubby Port of Bristol Authority loco, and you can see I've painted the rods, painted the running plate, I've heavily weathered it, I have added paint fade, I've added an exhaust effect here. The light isn't really catching it really well. I didn't weather the buffer beams, but that was just by accident, I forgot, but I'm quite happy with how it is. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't think the light does it justice. I can show you it in a second when I'm done looking at the actual layout. So without further ado, I better show you this layout. So here it is, the Bristol Harbour micro layout. I'm sorry if this is a bit shaky. I'm using my hands to hold the camera, and I'm not a very stable person. There's a closer look up at the Bagnall. It's still not showing great on the light, sadly, but it's a bit of a better view of it. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I did weather the rods as well. You can see this raised section if I show you through. There's 2 brackets on that side, 2 brackets on that side, and it's solid. This top is only glue gunned on because I couldn't really put any brackets through it or anything. But it seems to hold it really tightly somehow. I'm still not going to carry it lifting from here, but I'm quite happy with it. With these gaps, I'm hoping to be able to keep them for storage. In fact, I've got some stuff in storage here. Some ratio pallet sacks and barrels, and that's for this now. I've got other things like crates and that, just in preparation for the finishing touches when this is done. But yeah, you can see the track layout. This will have the shed, so I haven't started concrete yet until I build the shed, which I'm going to have to scratch build or kit bash or something. I'll tell you when another update. But I don't know what it'll be yet. I know this is very shaky. So basically you'd have loco, hang on. You'd have loco in the shed, and it will come out here. I know I shouldn't be dragging him along. And you'd go out here, this is like a head shunt. And then I changed the points. It would run out onto this line, and then I could change that point, run it into there. I could change the point to isolate this section so I can run another train in. And I could actually have 3 locos on the layout at a time, because I could have one part here, and one just trundling back and forth in and out the shed. I know that was a mouthful to say. Here's the water effect. You can make it out. It was very subtle when I started, but it's looking a lot better now. Like I say, this is not finished. I've annoyingly got specks of stuff like dust in it, but I can't really help it, and I won't really notice it from far away and from a distance. I've painted the front of this black, but it'll need touching up because I've done it before I even painted this baseboard, so yeah. One thing I completely forgot to point out is my point control. I do not have point motors because that will save money, but I do have a wire. This was from a jeweller, and it goes under the baseboard up and through here, and if I pull that, you can see it will change the point. I know I'm out of focus. Hang on. There. I apologise, this is a very talkative video. I can't think of another way to show it off, really. But yeah, I've got these changing points, which are nice, and you can see the glue gun marks where it's tacked down. So yeah, that's most of the layout. I'll just flip it round so you can see the back. So I flipped it round, and you can see I forgot to point out those buff stops, so those are there. Right, they won't be at this end. So you can see here, I've done a very bad soldering job and put the wires through. And there's me isolating switch. The cardboard's gone a bit loose at the moment, but isolator power. So on is actually isolator is off. So the power is on for that line. And off means that this power to this track is off. But yeah, you can see the whole point control here. So imagine a baseboard up here. This is wire that will go straight into a Gauge Master Combi controller. And yeah, it's basically the same with the back. You might wonder why I've numbered this loco PBA5. It was just a number in my head. And from a quick bit of research, I didn't see any PBA5 locos, so that's all right. I have made a list of locos that should look quite happy, trundling along here quite slowly. So this one, PBA5, my 2 Sentinels, PBA 39 and 42. Then I've got an 040 Sentinel, DH16, because even though that one was from the Manchester Ship Canal, to celebrate, I think it was its 40th birthday, actually come to the Bristol Harbour Railway and was trundling up and down it. I have actually put down my National Cardboard Packet, because let's be honest, it'll look alright. Coronation, my Hatton's P-Class, so yeah, that's quite nice. A Ruston 48, I think that'd look quite nice with a few wagons just going back and forth. A Nelly. That's an old loco. I thought of potentially running that. Isn't the best of runners, but I thought it'd look nice. 30588, a Southampton Ducks, basically one of the Trying Nellies, but a later version, and someone's custom painted it. And a Class 25, which I think would look really, really nice. In fact, I have spent a while just shunting with this brake van coupled to the 25 just going along it, and it looks really nice trundling, so I can't wait to see it go under some cranes and that. And a Rapido Trains Hunslet. So yeah, that hasn't arrived yet as of filming. I haven't actually long pre-ordered it, so yeah, I'm quite ahead. But yeah, that is the micro layout. And yeah, I hope you like it. There will be some updates in the future. Filmed a bit better than this, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like. Comment down below any advice or top tips or anything. Or if you enjoyed this video and that. And please do consider subscribing. And I shall see you next time. Cheerio for now.